If you are watching me, you probably know about Luke. Um, I feel like I need to explain a few things. Firstly, I know everybody makes fun of how old I am. Hey man, he loved it. I never understood it, but he did. He also built a shrine to me outside my door after I had the cops physically remove him, and I recorded him taking all of his possessions. I never stole his leather jacket. I never stole his Legos. He left them here last time. I texted him when I noticed they were here, like 3 hours after he left, so he could literally turn around and come get them if he wanted. At that exact time, he posted a video to you guys telling you I stole them. At the same exact time I texted, hey, I got your stuff. I'll mail it to you. What do you want me to do with it? I know everyone makes fun of my voice. Don't care. Always had a low voice. Never stopped me having trouble getting men. I know I'm not the hottest thing in the world, but I'm pretty good looking. I'm all right. I mean, Luke was in love with it. For what it's worth, he was. So he kind of like upped my value, but like probably downed his value a little bit because he picks people that he thinks he can manipulate because they have low self-esteem. That's what he does. He's so physically hot, like I couldn't resist it, but he's 26, so he's like actually not that good in bed, because he doesn't really know what he's doing yet. And he has weird fetishes, which are not worth it anyway. Like, he's super into like wedgies, like not into it. Like, he's weird and not that well endowed. Honestly, for his height, it's kind of disappointing. Sort of one of those ones that tapers at the end and like, you know, let's see what else. I saved his leather jackets and his Legos for him. I drove 9 hours to go get him. He'd done a pretty good job of convincing me that he was a better person, for sure. Only to find out after I went and got him, a couple days later, his ex texts me. And she shows me his text to her. And now we're friends because her and I are the only ones who really know him. And the rest of you out there, you don't know. Girls, if you think he's so hot, like charm him up on Insta and he'll come move in with you. Like, apparently. And then you're going to reach out to me and you're going to want to be in me and his other ex's club. We're like bonding because we know his channel is a cult. And, anyway, let's see what else. Oh, there's my bruise. That was my boundary. Once you grab me, you are gone. When I found out that he was cheating, obviously I wanted to leave right then, but we were already at the treehouse. And you all know what he did to me last time. That sucks. Being cyber bullied and attacked by a bunch of strangers who think he's a decent guy when he can't hold a relationship for longer than a month because his crazy shows hard, like shows through. I, on the other hand, I have no children. I have been engaged 5 times. I was married once briefly. I'm 44. I've lived a full life. They were decent guys. I've never called the cops on any one of them for anything or any other boyfriend I had. I've had a pretty good life. I don't know. I had a lot of adventure. He was the last adventure here in my life that is not on YouTube. However, if you do get involved in his life personally, be ready to be exploited entirely for content. I can't tell you how many times he literally just got on and started recording things I just said to him as though they were his own words. Like, he is a chameleon. He's a master gaslighter and manipulator. He's so good looking. He knows how to charm you and get you to forgive him, but like you never feel safe in your gut, in your instincts with him. His family will know some of these personality traits I'm talking about. There's no way that he can hide it. Some of his friends back home are going to know what I'm talking about. So you guys can make fun of my age or my voice or whatever as much as you want. I'm like a pretty well-adjusted, healthy individual who's not had a ton of drama in my life. For whatever reason, Luke took an interest in me. And we did have some fun, but he is psycho. He is dangerous. He can't just like let something like, I was glad he was going to Michigan next. Like, I was like, oh, I can take this for about 2 more weeks. He's so pretty. He's like having like this pretty pet, he's learned to cook pretty good in my kitchen. He never camped before. He always wanted to go camping. I go camping. I know all kinds of stuff. He wanted me to take him. He admires me. He can act like he hates me. He can act like he goes along with the rest of you. I'm old. My voice is low, blah, blah, blah. Bottom line, Luke, I just hope that someday you get a little bit of a handle on what you call disassociating, because I know a thing or two about disassociating, and that isn't what you do. That isn't it. The last night we had here together, we made dinner together. We watched a movie. We were talking about how we wanted this next weekend, our last full weekend together, to be the best. I'm coming down with a little cold, so I didn't want to go camping when I only have 2 days off and I feel like I'm getting sick. He went ice cold. Like this is how he looks on YouTube, and in real life, you're like sitting there holding his hand like, well, what's other stuff we could do for fun? We can go day hiking. There's plenty of stuff that we could do for fun. And this is what you're looking at. And you go to hold his hand and he drops it. And then he just says like mean, brutal things, like sentences at you that are like so mean and to your core that you're in shock. So I walk away and let him have his time. I come back a half hour later. I try to be nice again. I mean, I'm telling you, any of his friends or family know what I was dealing with. I'm not some crazy old lady. I wasn't manipulative. I am a free spirit and I like to have a good time. And I did see something special in him until you get to know him. And he'd even done a good job of convincing me he changed, or he wouldn't have made his way back, and I wouldn't have gone and got him. Like, I'm not terrible. However he paints this, I'm not terrible. All he wanted to do was build me a treehouse. That's all he ever wanted to do, he said. But it's not. He likes to love bomb you. And then be cruel. You can't have a good 24 hours with Luke West. I don't think anybody can. If you're a friend or family member who's ever been able to have a full 24-hour good time, or him not be cruel or abusive, I'd love to meet you, because I have a feeling more of you understand what I'm talking about than don't. And I'm all over the place. He just blocked me on every format this morning because I told him I've been trying to say goodbye to him ever since I found out he was cheating with Holly. But if I would have left him alone at the treehouse in Carless, oh my God. Turns out, even though I sucked it up and let him stay at my place and try to make the best of it until he leaves, knowing he cheated on me the whole time we were talking, and telling her that he was planning a future with her, well, he's telling me the same thing. I mean, he's manipulative. And ladies, I've been around the block enough to know a thing or two about guys. I'm telling you, in a few years, this guy's going to be a master manipulator. He's not there yet. That little nugget that seems like a heart is just untrained narcissism. It's like not there yet. Once he knows how to master manipulate all angles of his agenda, whew, I mean, that's what he's brutal. I know the truth. He doesn't know the truth. you could tell him something and he'll literally repeat it back to you, like in different words, meaning a different thing. He has a completely different personality on YouTube than he is in real life, too. And I remember when he got here the first time, I was like, it's like you're two different people. The guy that was texting me and was on YouTube, and the guy that is here, like, and I don't mean some little thing where I'm like some superficial person. I'm obviously not. Like, he's manipulative and cruel. And he doesn't ask you what you want to do. He tells you what we're doing today. And if you suggest that you might want to do something, that's what you'll get. It's constant eggshells. It's only good for a brief amount of time. So I think I got the best of him. Because I think in a few years, he won't be able to reach that little bit of good that is in there. It will have turned black by then. So this is a public service announcement, a warning to women. And a shout out for if you've had personal interactions with Luke. I'd love to know what your take on him is if you know him personally. And you would agree that these traits are real, because he clearly presents a different person on YouTube. And I'm stressed. I am a ball of nerves. I am completely just shot from the time here that he had with me. Like, I'm ready for a break. Like, I never hurt any of his things. I never stole any of his things. I had the cops come to help him, escort him out with all his possessions to ensure that he did not leave anything behind and accuse me of stealing again. I recorded it. I'm not going to post it because this is a person who never has social media content, and all of a sudden I'm in the spotlight of this very small audience that just hates on me, and you don't know me. And the thing is, you don't know him. You don't know him. And if you think you do, he's kind of stupid. Win him over. Win him over with charm and compliments. You can get him to come to you. He's not that bright. He will. He will. And you'll see. He's not what he presents, people. I'm real as shit. Take it or leave it. Whatever. He loved it. He spent hours building that stupid Lego thing for me, which I'm like never going to hang up, because why would I put a picture of an abuser on my wall? Bye, Luke.